Welcome back to the Signature Retail Services video training series. The purpose of this video is to walk you through properly challenging your mileage and Natural Insight. There's a lot of information in this video, and you will have to do some math, but I promise you it won't be that bad. Before we begin, I want to point out a few guidelines for challenging your mileage. First, you should only challenge your trips from home to the first store or from the last store to home. Secondly, you should only challenge your trips if the one-way mileage is more than 25 miles. Third, you must deduct 25 miles from your total miles each way. Fourth, after subtracting 25 miles, take the net miles and multiply them by 1.5 to get your drive time in minutes. Fifth, repeat this process for your return trip if applicable. Sixth, add your calculated mileage and drive time together with the miles and drive time that Natural Insight has calculated for you to give you your total drive time and mileage challenged. Seventh, enter these totals into the appropriate boxes in the challenge box in Natural Insight. Now that we've walked through the process, I'd like to take a moment to show you where you can find the PDF version of this process. From your dashboard, click on the Resources tab at the top. Look for the tab that's called Natural Insight Documents. Click on it and expand it to find the document that says How to Challenge Mileage. This will give you the step-by-step process we are about to go over. Moving on, let's return to the dashboard and find a day we want to challenge. Select the icon that looks like a car. Doing so will bring you to the challenge box. Before we go any further, please take note of the drive time and mileage and date located at the top of this box. This is the drive time and mileage for every store between your first store and your last store of the day. Natural Insight will have already calculated this for you. You'll want to write down these numbers because we will need them later. In this example, we only visited one store for the day, so the mileage and drive time are 0. From here, we will click on the tab that says Directions. In the Directions tab, you will find the mileage from your home location to the first store. The distance in this example is 198 miles one way. We will first deduct 25 miles from this total to get a net mileage of 173 miles. This is the mileage we will claim in our challenge. Next, take that 173 miles and multiply it by 1.5. This will give you your drive time in minutes. In this example, 175 miles times 1.5 comes to 260 minutes. We would repeat this process for the trip home if that trip was more than 25 miles one way. However, since this example is only a one-way trip, we will omit that from the training. Once we have figured out our drive time and mileage, we will add this into the drive time and mileage that Natural Insight has already calculated. Because we only visited one store in this example, our drive time and mileage in Natural Insight is 0. So now we'll move on to entering the figures into the challenge box. First, we click on the button that says Challenge. From here, we enter our figures. In the drive time box, we will enter 4 hours and 20 minutes, which is 260 minutes put into hours and minutes. In the distance box, we will enter 173. In the reason box, we will enter the following explanation. You'll need to make sure that you put it in this format. Home to store number 1, 173 miles and 260 minutes in parentheses. Lastly, hit the challenge button and you have successfully challenged your mileage. Remember, if the trip from home to store 1 and from the last store to home is less than 25 miles, all you have to do is hit the accept button and your mileage will automatically be submitted. Also remember, it is your responsibility to challenge and accept your mileage every day at the end of your day. Your day is not done until you've put in your mileage. Failing to do so will cause in loss of mileage that you're owed. That's all the time we have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck in the field and welcome to Signature Retail Services.